everyone, it's Samantha, and today I have a pumpkin muffins recipe. This is a whole wheat recipe, and this is just something that I make for Olivia for breakfasts, and she just absolutely loves it. I have taken this recipe from 100 Days of Real Food. I will link to the original recipe below. It was originally a spelt recipe, but she said you could sub whole wheat flour, which is what I've done. I'll have my exact measurements in the description box down below of what I'm using, and I'm making mine a tiny bit healthier by not adding added sugar. The original recipe calls for honey, and I am just using bananas. So this is a substitute right here. I just put two very, very ripe bananas in my bowl, and then I'm going to smash them up with a fork. You could definitely do this with your mixer if you're mixing in a KitchenAid or something like that. But I just give them a quick mash with a fork, and then I'm going to add in my egg. And I have made these egg-free by substituting in a quarter of a cup of applesauce, just unsweetened plain applesauce, and it substitutes for that egg. They do become a little bit more dense without the egg, but they are just as good. One of Olivia's little friends has an egg allergy, so I have made them egg-free. I go ahead and add in my pumpkin at this step, and I'm just using the 100% pure pumpkin puree. After I get my pumpkin puree added in there, I go ahead and add in my melted butter, and I'm going to give this a good mix before I add my dry ingredients. So a lot of recipes tell you to mix your dry ingredients in a separate bowl and then mix them into your wet ingredients, and I am a total cheater. I hardly ever do that. I just don't like dirtying up another bowl that I'm going to have to wash. So what I do is I go ahead and I just put the dry ingredients on top and give them a little mix before I mix them in with the wet ingredients. So I put the flour down and then all the little things like baking soda and powder and salt. This recipe actually calls for all three, the salt, the baking soda, and the baking powder. I also add in a couple of teaspoons of chia seeds just to give it a little bit of extra nutrients. And also I'm going to be adding in a tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. That's what really flavors these muffins, makes them really nice. Then I'm just going to mix everything together with my whisk, and it does end up getting a little bit too thick to use my whisk. So I go ahead and just grab my spatula and make sure I'm scraping down the sides. This is such a quick and easy recipe. I don't even pull out my KitchenAid for this one. I just do this by hand, super duper easy and simple. And I'm making mini muffins, so I'm pulling out my mini muffin tin. I ended up getting this one off of Amazon. It's just a silicone one. I really like having a silicone one because then I don't need the muffin wrappers, and then I could just hand the whole muffin to Olivia without having to worry about her trying to eat the paper, which definitely would happen if she had the paper ones. And to scoop these, I just use my regular cookie scoop. These don't rise very much, so I find that these scoops are the perfect size for these mini muffins. Usually I make about 2.5 to 3 dozen of these. They freeze really well, and they also keep in the fridge really well. I find that on the counter they do not keep past just a couple of days. So I usually just leave them in the freezer and then pull a couple out and put them in the fridge so she can have them anytime. They're a great little breakfast or a snack. Now this healthier banana versus sugar version is actually not very sweet at all. It is really more like a bread than a muffin or a dessert type of thing. And then to put them in the oven, I get out a sheet pan and slide that under the muffins because the silicone thing is a little bit flimsy. Because I add that extra puree and banana, it ends up taking mine about 35 to 40 minutes with my oven set on 350 degrees. When I take them out of the oven, this is what they look like. They're just a really pretty golden color. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you like these type of toddler recipe videos, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day. Bye.